So I just kind of feel lost. And it's not just because of this somewhat breakup, I don't know what it is, because he still wants to hang out. And we're gonna see each other like one more time, like hang out a little bit more coupley. I don't know. I'm gonna take it like one day at a time and tell him if like I can't do it, because it feels like everything has always been on his terms, and I didn't advocate for myself really as much. Also, like, you shouldn't have done that, like when all like everything was kind of like when he was available, but I also didn't advocate for myself, and I didn't really tell people. The only people that know are Sophia and Heidi, and of course the internet, but nobody watches these things. I haven't told the others because, like, honest, there's the I told you so moment, and I know Sophia is kind of thinking that a bit because, like, there was problems with the relationship and I am just horrible at speaking up. Yeah, I just felt lost because I'm not trying to have my, like, importance based on a guy. That's in no way something. But it came at a point where I was already lost, because I want to go to Brown, but I know I should go to Tulane, and I'm also looking at UPA. It's still sometimes a weird thing to think that I'm doing grad school instead, after all the struggle I had with schooling. I was quite vocal about how I wanted to be done with school for at least a little bit. Oh, how it's ironic. And you know what I was thinking? He gave me the "it's not like you're an amazing person" spiel. I know that we were going in separate directions, but he was giving me this amazing person spiel, and I don't know. I don't like it. And I didn't want to tell people, not just because of there's the I told you so moments on things, because I feel like I knew. Let me deal with that, but I don't know. I wouldn't mention a lot of things because I didn't like people getting in my relationship. I just, like I said, I haven't told people because this is something that if it's stress, I'm totally cool letting everybody in, knowing all the stress I'm under. But this kind of thing, I don't like sharing. I don't share it with people. I don't typically cry in front of people. Or at least I don't think I cry. I probably do a lot, but when my dad initially got sick, very few people knew. Like, almost very, very few people knew. And then I would mention it occasionally over time to others, but I was incredibly guarded with that, and I'm becoming incredibly guarded with this. And it's just kind of weird. I haven't told my family yet either. I don't know, I'll tell them what happens. So it is the end of Monday. I'm feeling good right now. Partially, I've distracted myself a lot. This morning when I had called my mom and told her, actually initially texted her, I did cry a little bit because it was hard to talk about. But then a little bit later, I got in a better mood. I was talking to friends and people, and I was good. Apparently University of Kentucky has PhD positions open, so I'm talking to a professor there, getting a little bit more, asking a few more questions, getting a couple of answers about that, because that would be cool to be able to go actually get my PhD instead. Besides that, I just went to Target. I walked to one of the further ones so I could get toilet paper, because of course I need it. That's what you always need during COVID is toilet paper. But I picked that up, more sunscreen, because I've gone through a lot recently over the past like month, especially with when I'd gone to protests, like sunscreen, and everybody else would use my sunscreen. I don't know. I just have to remind myself it's not myself and my boyfriend anymore, which is a weird thing to think about. I know, like, we've only been together since September. We'd only been together since September, but it was still quite a serious relationship. Like, we were committed, but it was casual, but it's still kind of sudden. I don't know. There's still shock. I still need to tell the others. I just haven't, because I don't like the fact that I somewhat let myself get in the situation. But that happens. It's the end of Tuesday, and I finally told Maggie about the breakup. We were on a walk, and there was myself and her and Sophia, and yeah, it was good to talk about. At points, some comments generally was feeling like it was that criticizing of my relationship, and like saying, oh, well, you guys should have had conversations about what you're gonna do beforehand, like if you're gonna move or something like that. And we did have those conversations somewhat. We had conversations. It just was, my future was so up in the air. And then it just suddenly, my future's still really up in the air. There's right now just a lot of anger. And I know I need to tell others, but I've just been angry. And I talked with the people from University of Kentucky today. They have opportunities to do to do my PhD there, like this coming fall. And I had one person be like, well, why don't you like work a year and then go get your PhD? And I'm like, that was my initial plan. That was my original plan, was work a couple of years and then possibly go back. And she's like, no, I meant like restaurant or retail. And I'm like, I am not doing that. I do not want to work retail. Like, I have worked retail and it was hell. I was not cut out for it. And I just was like, I've already got enough people pushing into my life, and it's so annoying. And I am just, I don't know, in some weird way, in my heart of heart, I really want to go to Brown. But you want to know part of the reason why? It's just because I assume, like, okay, I can go travel in New England, and maybe I'll go to New York, and maybe I'll meet Dr. Mike, and we'll fall in love. And I'm like, I know that's complete BS, but I love that idea. When in all reality, it's not realistic. And especially to give up the opportunity to get a PhD and work for, like, NASA possibly with that PhD even, could really do something. Besides that, I mean, the other interesting, crazy thing was, today was the Tati Westbrook came out with her video. And I've been subscribed to Tati since summer 2017. Or I started watching her stuff summer 2017, and I subscribed pretty soon thereafter. And with that, like, I'm a Tati fan, I will acknowledge that. I liked a lot of her reviews, and I still swear by one of the eyeshadows that she used, but not eyeshadow, by the mascara. She recommends the Essence mascara in the purple tube. I love it. I haven't used it in almost 6 months because I've been given other mascaras that I've been using instead, but I love it. Also, I am burnt. I'm just looking at that now, thanks for this video. But she came out with that stuff. Yes, I kind of follow more what Smokey Low was saying of not everything. I should have owned up to things more, but at least from some of the stuff she is serious, and the fact that there was legal involved, and some of her other personal experiences were mentioned that, like, in my couple of years of watching her and watching backlogs of her stuff, like, it was never mentioned. So it's like she wouldn't bring that up. She is a very nice person from all I've understood. So yeah, that's been today. So today is the end of Wednesday. I sent in my application to University of Virginia, and I finished all the stuff I needed to do for University of Kentucky. I'm just waiting to see if I've gotten the application waiver. Besides that, I'm just waiting on the professors to send in letters of rec. But it's been a incredibly quiet day. Aaliyah's finally back from her trip. Poor thing is so burnt that it's blistering, and I was just like, oh, I've blistered once in a sunburn, and that was horrible. But I finally told her about the breakup and voiced a lot of the stuff I had been feeling, because I vocalized that when I was getting people's advice, I just didn't kind of want it, and I didn't want people to talk about, having talked up, because like I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but I just was generally afraid of speaking up and causing a fight, and that possibly leading to a breakup. I just didn't want to shake the boat. It took me a long time for me to speak up and shake the boat on other things, and a first relationship, having that happen. God, people are gonna look back at this and be like, no shit, you should have known. You would have broken up anyway. There's so many red flags, because I never mentioned the birthday dinner I'd organized he didn't come to, and he wasn't telling me shit. He made it up. We went out to a really nice restaurant, and it was an expensive dinner. But I will say I was initially hurt. And then they were like, oh, why is he leaving early? That one I knew he was going to at the time. Like, he had a volunteer thing on Saturdays every Saturday. So that never bothered me. I mean, I've been doing things a little bit more on my terms. He's not reaching out to me, so I'm not gonna reach out to him. I'm just going. We watched the movie Eurovision. It was funny. And I was just like, oh, I used to watch Eurovision stuff. I still think Belgium should have won in 2015. That's just my feeling. Like, Belgium should have won. But with that, like, they had like the party scene. I was like, wait a second. Like, they get to the violinist, and I'm like, wait, he won in 2000 something or other. He holds at the time. He had the world record for votes, and then there was Conchita Wurst in there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all some of the Eurovision songs of the time. And I showed them Genghis Khan and Fairy Tale and Rise Like a Phoenix, and 2016's both Heroes and Rhythm Inside. But yeah, gosh, that was like this. I know this stuff. I know this because I was a freshman in high school. I got into that because of Scandinavia in the world, so I was like, oh, this is a cringe I remember. But yeah, so that was today. So it is the end of Wednesday. I didn't go outside today. It was so hot, and by the time I actually got up, it was just way too late for me to go and get groceries, so I'm doing that tomorrow. I mean, I had definitely enough food to make stuff. There was things I was wanting to make, but I didn't. Yeah, mostly I'm trying to use that. Probably barbecue people are gonna cringe and foodies are gonna cringe, but I was like, okay, got this. I've got a lot of brisket. I've got blue cheese. Let's make a blue cheese salad. Like, use a brisket with blue cheese salad. I think it'd still be pretty good. And just go from there, because I've got a lot of food. And I need to work through it. So that's what my plan is. I just didn't have enough of the actual food. Of like the actual salad prep stuff. I was emailing professors today. I was talking to my academic advisor because it was like, what goes on with the University of Kentucky? Does she have any comments on it? Also, again, talking with a professor I was talking with earlier, he's working on the application waiver. Hopefully I get that soon so I can turn that in. I just am missing one of my letters of recommendation. There's just a lot. It's weird. I say that every time. I'm gonna tell Mia about the breakup today, and I have expected her to call me today. Like, after, I thought she was gonna call me when she was free, but I think she probably was expecting me to call her, which is annoying. She still doesn't know yet. I told my oldest sister today. I'll tell the middle one probably tomorrow. I laugh. A person I had a passing crush on. Knew about the breakup before, like one of my roommates and one of my sisters. But also it's just because I talked to him before I talked to the others, and I didn't want to send out a mass Snapchat post being like, we broke up. Not because I was expecting myself to get back together again with my ex, but just I don't know. I didn't want. I've seen how other breakups were handled in our friend group, and it wasn't that anything was bad. I didn't want the same thing. So it is the end of Friday. I finally told Mia. I think she was a little hurt that I didn't tell her earlier, but I just needed to get my own feelings, and I felt telling the other roommates that were already like here first because they were a little bit more involved. So do you like the look? I slept on it a bit, and yes, it's crazy even though I put on like powder, but yeah. I had initially with some of the look, I was like, I look like I don't look like Kyoshi from like Avatar Kyoshi, but I like kind of felt like Avatar Kyoshi with this look. I actually had like a brighter red lip, but I ate it off. Yeah, I also look a little rough for wear because I took a nap. So yesterday I told my ex that if he wanted to hang out this weekend, I was free today and Sunday. And he responded that he was free on Sunday. So we're gonna see each other on Sunday. I probably will say my piece. Actually, I will say my piece with him. Because as Mia put it, with him wanting to still go out for dinners and all that, he wants the emotional support and the intellectual like challenge, even though he doesn't. Though I felt like some days he didn't look at me on the same intellectual level. Because yes, I can be ditzy at points, but that's just who I am. But I'm pretty freaking smart. I have a bachelor's in material science and engineering, and I am possibly I've at least gotten accepted for the master's program at Brown University at a freaking Ivy. I've gotten accepted into an Ivy, and I am possibly going to get my Ph.D. at University of Kentucky. So, I mean, it's not the best school for like material science, but it's still a pretty decent school. It's like a pretty decent school. I'm smart. And I like history, so I'm smart in there too. But no, with that, say my piece. But it's like he wants that, but not any of the. But like I was saying, he wants to go out for dinners and whatnot. So as Mia put it, he sounds like he wants the emotional part of it without a commitment. Which, I mean, I'm not looking to date right now. We're still in freaking quarantine. And I'm still definitely not over him, because like we just broke up and it was 9 months together. But I feel okay right now. I'm surprisingly not, like, I have not cried much. I wonder, am I handling this properly? But because I've known others to handle breakups much worse for a shorter period of time. So we'll see. I'm just out here living my life. Got groceries today. So yeah. So it is the end of Saturday. It's the 4th of July, but I don't really feel like being patriotic when there's children in cages. And the wool has been pulled out, has been lifted from my eyes, really. Also, I don't think I'm gonna edit tonight. I'll probably edit tomorrow morning. Because it's like 11 o'clock right now and I'm kind of tired. I'm a little drunk. Actually, not really. I had one of those strawberry Ritas, and then also a beer later on. But I went on a walk. And then also I am going to be meeting with my ex tomorrow and airing out grievances. I wrote them out because I knew I was going to forget stuff. And they were all stuck with the relationship, and I know the communication problem was in part on me. Like, I know that. I should have spoken out more. And I know there's probably things that I need to learn. And if you can tell me them, I'll take them and move with them. But it's just a lot. I just hung out with the girls. And at this point, I'm not afraid to be like, yeah, we've broken up. Tomorrow is when I'm gonna kind of no longer be dating anybody. I'm gonna change my relationship status to single. Go off and get my master's and be a single gal, or get my PhD and be a single gal, at least for the start of it. We also made friendship bracelets, which was kind of fun. But yeah, no, there's, I don't know. I went on a decent walk, quite a long walk. Kind of want to do it again tomorrow because it was nice. Very nice. Or maybe do the other route, like the other way, to like go a little bit further and then go like take it on the way back, but who knows. Yeah.